Hi friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. If you haven't yet subscribed, I hope that you do. And if you want to come back and enjoy some of these and you want to be reminded when they're being published, I hope that you click on that bell and you'll get notifications. So this is the last in financial economic ideas to help you save money. This is a collection of things that I have not yet discussed. It's not food, it's not electric, it's not utilities and those things. This is other stuff. So, and one of the things is I should have mentioned in the food, but that's okay. We need to have, we need ideas, and that's why I'm doing this in segments. Otherwise, this would have been a real long video and taken days to upload. So hopefully you are enjoying this, and I hope that if you are, that you're leaving comments that could be helpful to other readers and for myself, and that can be beneficial for many others, because you know what? I don't know it all. I'm just here to share how we have cut back and how we have learned to live within our means. And that's the important part. And I think this is number 5. I'll have to count them. And that's the important part. Live within your means. If you don't have the resources to go shopping, and you have this craving to go shopping, consider shopping from your closets, because sometimes a lot of the clothes we have, they're pushed off to the back. And then when you pull them out, it's like, oh, something new. What I try to do is I take my winter clothes, we put them in the attic, and I bring down my summer clothes. Then in the summer, I kind of switch it out. And when I put them away, you know, I might lose weight or I might gain weight. So I have these options. And what it does is when the season comes out, I can decide, do I need something new? And that way I can go to the store and say, okay, my jeans are all worn out. So I need to look for a sale on jeans and shorts or whatever. So that's something to think about, is live within your means. Because if you can't afford new clothes every single year, then you shouldn't be buying them every year, because your clothes, if you take good care of them, they shouldn't be worn out unless you only have 5 outfits, 1 for every day, or 7 outfits, we'll say, or you just wear PJ pants all the time with a t-shirt. You're going to wear those out. But take good care of your clothing. But also, not only that, but in your craft items, the supplies that you like, you enjoy using, look in with what you have. For myself, I love to sew, I love to crochet, and I love to create with a variety of mediums. But you know what I'm doing? I'm doing my best to stay out of fabric stores, and I really have done a really good job. I haven't been at Joann's in over 2 years now. I am so proud of myself. I've not been in Michael's. I think the last time I was there was a year ago, because I needed one thing. But prior to that, it was a year and a half earlier. I went to Hobby Lobby, and I left. It was like I came home with 3 skeins of yarn, but it was like there was nothing there of fabric. It wasn't the quality that I want. But I have purchased some fabric online. I'm not ashamed of that. And I'm just being wise in terms of I'm purpose buying. And I go through what I already have to see, can I make with what I've already got. Another thing you can do is, like for myself, I saved my husband's jeans. And this year, I've been saving them for a while. I make things out of denim. And one of the things that, and my girls know this, I'm going to be making them denim quilts, and I think I've shared it before, so I'm going to be repurposing those. So you can take clothing items, and if you're not going to wear them anymore, if you don't donate or if you don't resell, you can repurpose if you're looking for material items. And you know, I know one person who when she doesn't need her sheets anymore, she'll ask me if I need them. Sometimes they're pretty thin, but sometimes they're not so bad, and I'm able to repurpose them. Sometimes I make pajamas out of them. Sometimes I might make some curtains as sheers, because they're a plain color, and they'll go behind my other curtains. So it's not going to be a big deal this winter to use that as an extra layer for warmth. So you can repurpose many items that are that have already been used before. And one thing I want to share with you, this is an item that I picked up at the antique gift shop that we went to, the foliage video that I did. So what I did was I found this, and I don't generally use runners in my house, table runners, but I found this. It was hanging up half like this. Okay, isn't that pretty? And what it is, it's fall. It's not Halloween, it's not Thanksgiving, it's fall. So it's going to work for the season. Typically, I put a wreath on the front door and the back door. Well, when I was going through the wreaths up in the attic to switch out the wreaths, I brought them both down, but my husband put the larger one that's normally on my front door, he put it on the back door. And I said, honey, you didn't put this one? He goes, yeah, I'm getting kind of tired of it. And I said, well, I kind of like it. Maybe I could spruce it up. And then I didn't. And then we have a little teddy bear on it because I decided to have a teddy bear on it. I've had these wreaths for a long time. I don't put a new wreath on every year. It's one that I've used before because I just don't feel the need to go buy a new one. And when I do want a new wreath, I go through what I have and I create a new one. And I might use fabric, I might use other flower picks that I might have, and that kind of thing. But this was a table runner. This is an idea that you can do to repurpose. I got this up there for a couple dollars, and it did have some wax pieces, so it looked like they had put, they burned candles on it. That's okay. So I picked it off, I washed it, and it was hanging like this. And the reason I got it, and I told David, I said, wouldn't that be a nice alternate to a wreath? And he goes, okay. I said, no, it'll be flat, it'll be nice. He says, yeah, but it's going to come down. You know, if you ever put pants on a hanger and it slips off, the same thing could happen with this. So what I did was I left an opening so that the rod could go through, and I stitched all the way around so I don't have that worry. So, and if it gets faded on one side, the next year we just turn it around. And there's all kinds of things you can do. You can always kind of like cross stitch some things on it to give it color again or whatever. The reason I'm sharing this is you can repurpose and make something new out of something. So even though I don't use table runners, I kind of have some for some areas, but this was not something that I would typically get. I just took it and I repurposed it. We took a dowel and David put these on the end. And so after washing it, I did that. I put this string rawhide thing on it. And to clean it at the end of the season, you take one of these off, pull it out, wash it, and then you put it away. And my husband liked this idea so much. He goes, Laura, you can make some table runners to make new ones. It's true, but I'm not doing it today. So, but I had thought about it. It's like, oh, I could get, use some of my scrap Christmas fabric. Actually, it's winter because I don't like using holiday theme. I like to decorate seasons. So I do like snowman for the winter, snowflakes, cardinals, whatever I choose. And then the spring, it's really kind of like bright, pretty flowers, kind of delicate flowers. And then the summer, just summery stuff. That's what I like doing. I have patriotic things and stuff. But I reuse them and I put them away so they stay clean. And that's how you repurpose, is just kind of going through what you have and can you make it so that you can use it again. My curtains, I have like 4 to 6 sets of curtains for my kitchen because this is the room that I change it up. I'm in my kitchen a lot, so I just kind of like to have it like, oh, something new. It's the same stuff I've used, but it's new to me. And I did find some fabric a while ago. I haven't made the curtains yet that I want to make a new set. So repurpose what you have so that you have something more fun to look forward to. It doesn't have to cost you anything or a couple dollars. If you have rewards plans, this is another way you can save. If you have a credit card that have rewards, make sure your credit card is paid off every month so that you can take advantage of that reward that you earned. There are some shopping rewards things too. Those don't work for us because we don't typically buy a lot of those type products. Although the grain store that we get our grains and stuff, we just Give them our phone number. We don't buy the mass amount of stuff that other people might buy, but every now and then we just get a reward, $10 or whatever. And it's like, woohoo! So $10 is $10 that we didn't have before. And there's some people that do other reward things that they earn money all the time. And one of my daughters, she's really good at this. She has a rewards program that she's earned money where she's actually was able to purchase a winter coat, and she's purchased other things that she needed and didn't have the money for. How cool is that? That's pretty awesome. I just don't buy a lot of the stuff she does, but she has kids. So her method of shopping is very different than my husband and mine because we have different needs. So if you have a rewards program, whether it's your credit card or not, and remember, pay off the credit card. If you get a rewards, use it for that because you're making money. But pay it off because otherwise you're not making money. It's designed for you to be thinking that, oh, I get a reward for this. You're still, if you have to pay an interest, you gained nothing. And you might as well just pay cash. Just something to think about. Let's see. Exercise. Do you have a health club subscription, prescription, whatever it is? Do you belong to a health club? Are you using it? If you are not using your health club membership, get rid of it. Call it up, cancel it, do whatever you have to do, and stop payments. Because if you're not using it, that money is going down a pit. It's gone. It's like washing down the drain with your water. Get rid of it. And never sign up for one that commits you to a long term. Do it month by month. Will it cost you more? Probably. But if you decide that in the spring you're going to do walks outside, you don't need that membership anymore, you kind of wasted stuff. You can do exercises at home. How can you do that? Well, first of all, if you have a friend, a spouse or whatever, go for walks. Try, there's no excuse. You should be able to go for walks. In the winter months, okay, you're going to think this is really goofy, but I get my walks inside the house because I don't like falling on ice. I don't like ice. No, I don't. But when it's really cold, I do get warm out there, but I do walk back and forth in my home. And if you know my house, it's really small. But I do that, and then I walk up and down the stairs. So I get a lot of cardio, and I'll do that for 30 to 60 minutes, sometimes twice a day. But if I'm busy cleaning, reorganizing and stuff, I'm already doing that, so I don't even worry about it. But that's one way. And you want to know another idea? If you have friends that you work out with or that you talk about working out, and this goes back to the time of when everybody was at home, consider reconnecting with those friends and doing workouts at home together. Come on, folks, you can get right back on and just virtually exercise together. Teach each other some things that you know. And like if you see the other person not holding their posture right, say, hey, straighten that up. Whatever. That is one way to do it. And you have somebody that you're working out with, you're having fun, and you're enjoying some laughter. So that's an idea if you really like to work out with somebody. If you like to work out alone, you can do a lot of stuff at home. I work out at home alone. So, okay, you don't have to be like me. I get that. Let's see, what else can we do? Repurpose. That. All right. This is one thing that I mentioned a little bit on the clothing aisle. You do not, all your cleaning products, you don't have to use as much as they say. Your laundry detergent, your shampoo, your dish detergent, all of that, you don't have to use as much as you might think you do. Even toothpaste. I do make my own. I still don't put tons of toothpaste on my toothbrush. And I brush my teeth a lot throughout the day because sometimes I have dry mouth and stuff, and that's part of something else. But what you can do is just use a little bit of toothpaste. You don't have to, that little picture where it kind of swirls? Oh my goodness, don't use that. You don't need to use that much to get your teeth clean. When you go to the hygienist, they don't put that much toothpaste on the brush at all. They don't do that. So why should you? You don't need to. And that stuff is filled with stuff. And try to find toothpaste that's really good for you or make it. So use half as much. If you have a bar soap in your shower, that's what we use. Make sure it's on an item, not in a soap dish where the moisture builds up. Put it on something that has holes so that it can drip, but it dries as it goes, and it'll save your soap and make it last longer. So what you're doing is you're making your soap products last longer. You can make your own windshield cleaner with, what do I use? I'll have to share it. It has ammonia, water, and I make it so infrequently because I make a big bottle. I make it once a year, and I use it for windows and mirrors, and it cleans really well. Far less costly than Windex. And you know what? If you want the blue color, a little bit of food dye. Yeah, and that way you know that, okay, this is the window cleaner if that's what you want. Let's see. Repurpose, I already said. Okay, what may come into play soon is people are going to be bartering, because somebody might come to me and say, hey, I really need buttons added to my outfit and I don't have the money to pay you. Is there something I could do? Or you go to them and offer them, say, hey, I can do this. Would you be willing to let me do this for you in exchange for putting buttons on my outfit? We may find ourselves doing more bartering just to make ends meet. Now, if my mechanic came to me and, or if I went to my mechanic and said, hey, can I fix all your buttons for you to do my whole car update? That I would never do. So always offer fair exchange. What you might seem as fair may not be fair to the other person. Plus, they also have to have the need. So when you offer something, just consider being fair about it and make sure it's something that they want. Do your best to keep your car in good condition. Now, cars get older, and sometimes we have financial situations that we can't do the maintenance that we want. But if you keep your tires rotated and you keep them with the air that they need and all that kind of stuff, you get better gas mileage and less wear and tear on your tires because you're rotating them. So you won't need to replace them as frequently. Make sure you change your oil. Now, before my husband had to start using my car, I only had to go in once a year because I was putting maybe 4,000 miles on my car because I didn't go anywhere. We were using it to go places together or to doctor's appointments or to different things, to the store and all, because it's just a much more comfortable vehicle for me. And I enjoy driving it. But now that he's using it because we're in a car situation, that is one thing that you want to do, is make sure your car is in good condition. Because if you get into a situation like we are in, where we have an older car that needs some work done or sold, and we're in an economic situation where the price of a new car is insane, having that backup car has been very helpful for us as a couple. But if you are not married or with a partner and do not have a spare vehicle, you really, really want to work with a good mechanic to make sure that your car is up to date on things so that you don't have to run into the dilemma that could go on in today's world. Okay, repurpose. I've already shared that. Make your own gifts. Consider making your own gifts. If you have a wood shop and you make things for the family, my husband does a lot of woodworking. He can make gifts, but you can also sell them. You can barter some of that stuff. If you sew, if you crochet, any of those things, if people know that you have a gift in something, you can sometimes sell them and you can make an income to pay for some of your expenses. But even still, you can repurpose. I have taken stretch knit, and slowly, as we kind of use up stuff, I have made yarn. I guess it's called, no, that would be out of plastic bag. But I'm using the fabric from stretch tank tops or turtlenecks and stuff, and I'm making yarn out of it. And what I'm going to be doing is making a rug out of it. That's repurposing. It's taking something that, no longer is in the best of condition, but it can be repurposed. You can make rugs. You can do all sorts of stuff when you repurpose if you are not somebody who likes to donate. And I don't say that in a negative way, because you have stains and stuff like that, so you're just going to throw it in the trash. You can do that. You can make rugs, because you know what? People are going to step on that rug and stains are going to happen. Those are the best kind of rugs to have, and then you don't worry about the kids or grandkids or whatever spilling anything. Even my husband sometimes forgets to take his shoes off. Oh, one time when he started working at the mill and when he worked for the newspaper, I had just bought a new rug for the bathroom and it was cream. I learned a lesson, never put cream rugs anywhere with my husband around, because if he comes home and he needs to use the bathroom, he's not going to think to take off his shoes. He's getting better, but he doesn't always. So you know what? I don't even worry about it now. I just make sure I buy colors that don't matter. But you can repurpose materials and make rugs, and that's pretty awesome. So you can make your own gifts too. Now, when I say make your own gifts, whether it's repurposing or using new medium, whether it's wood, fabric, yarn, beads, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, make sure the recipient that you are making it for would enjoy it. Now, I realize that sometimes we make small things for coworkers and special people in our lives, and we kind of make like items for them. But with your family and friends, and by the way, those are kind of like small gifts. But if you are making something for a friend or even a coworker that you really find to be a treasure, one thing that you can do is make sure you understand who they are. Would they really like, now if they make bowls themselves, do you think they want a bowl that you made? Maybe not. Me, I don't care. I like wooden bowls. My husband has made me, he hasn't made me any wooden bowls. Maybe if he sees this, he'll be encouraged. Yeah, honey, I would like a wooden bowl. I like using wooden bowls. So I like them to eat snacks out of. I like them for different things, salads and stuff. And if made right, they don't crack and stuff. He made me something out of wood. He makes me a lot of things out of wood, but one I use in the kitchen. So he knows that I really want that, and then some wooden spoons. But if somebody makes their own stuff and really likes it, they might appreciate your efforts. They might appreciate that, but they might not need any more because they made enough. So think about that. And if you're making trinkets, make sure that the recipient is okay with that, because a lot of people are downsizing and don't want trinkets in their house. So one things that you can do, what are some things that you could make? You can make journals for those of us that like to write. A journal is an awesome gift, a homemade one made from paper bags that you get at the grocery store. There's all kinds of things that you can do. You make scrapbooks out of paper bags too. That, there's just, when my brain goes to creative mode, it doesn't stop. So I've got to stop here, okay? Because I've got so many items in my head floating around that I want to get to. I can't, because there's just not enough time in my life to get to them. Let's see. I think I did a lot of this stuff. Did that one. Repurpose, barter, keep your car in good repair. Okay. If you can, use your library. Okay. I would like to encourage people to have books for items that you enjoy. Now, I have a whole slew of cookbooks there, but I also have recipes on cards. I also have other recipes that I've cut out of magazines. My chore right now is I'm going through those and putting them on cards and trying things out to see if this is something I want. Now, I typically do not follow recipes. I use them as a guide and create my own because of personal preferences, personal tastes, allergens, or whatever. That's how I cook. And I've just been cooking so long like this, using different seasonings and stuff. But you know what? Cookbooks are great for ideas. So use your library. If you are interested in learning how to make rugs, go to your library first before you buy a book. All right, and they'll have tons of books, but you'll go through them. And this is what I've done for a long time. I haven't been to the library since everything shut down, but you go to the library and you will find that some books don't have exactly what you're looking for. It's not really good information, and there might be another book that is perfect for your needs. And then if you really like that book, you can request it as a Christmas gift, holiday gift, whatever, or you can save to purchase it or just buy it and watch it for on sale. I mean, Barnes & Nobles has sales just like Amazon or wherever you decide to get your books. Let's see. And take notes. I think I said that. Take notes. If you get a craft book and there's only one thing in there, take notes on how to do it if it's of interest to you. And then you know what? You expand upon it as you start developing that skill, and you add notes to it, and that'll be your own personal journal. Home remedies. Okay, one of the things you want to do is watch your sales for healthcare needs. And as the winter months are approaching, you want to make sure that, and I'm going to go into another one, not with this, on what to have on hand for potential illness and all that stuff that you can do at home instead of running to your doctor for a cold remedy. But if you are one that always has Pepto-Bismol or always has a cold and you need lozenges, try to watch those sales and pick up a few so that you always have them. And you can buy them in the summer, knowing that the fall is going to show up. If you have allergens, make sure you have Benadryl on hand so that you can take care of that. And so I will go into some information that we have on hand. I don't have a lot of over-the-counter drugs here. I use mostly herbs and stuff. But that doesn't mean that we have aspirin, we have ibuprofen, we have Tylenol, and we have Excedrin. We have those. We only have one big bottle of each. So those are things that you can do. Let's see what else. And I'll go into that another time. Take notes. And for activities, consider community low-cost activities that you can participate in. Go to your library and you will find that there are tons of things that are going on. Your towns, many towns have Facebook pages that tell you what kind of activities are going on in their community pages, and be a part of a variety of them, so that if you decide that, hey, I want to go towards this town next weekend, what else is going on? Then you can be participating in that, and sometimes it's free, sometimes it's low cost. Movies, DVDs, Netflix type options will save you money versus going to the actual movie. But if you need to go to a matinee. And folks, consider not buying. I know this is where the theaters make money, is with the snacks you buy. Everybody knows they're overpriced. Consider not. Drink some water before you go. Okay, you might have to go to the bathroom halfway through. All right, consider, an alternate so you don't feel compelled to have popcorn. And trust me, the last time, I don't like going to the theater. I find it very claustrophobic and too many cooties. So, and I'm not a germaphobe. What I'm saying is I don't enjoy it as much, but when you go, and we've gone, we do enjoy the movies from time to time, but it's been years, because I would rather pick up a DVD and pay for that than we can watch it over and over again. And if we don't like it, we pass it on to a family member and they can decide if they like it, but at least they had the opportunity to watch it. And let me see, I've already done that. Okay, in terms of canceling memberships, also cancel subscriptions of things that you're not reading. It's a waste of natural resources and it's a waste of your money. So consider canceling them. Go to the library. They have magazines going in there all the time. Take time out, sit back quietly at your library, and you can enjoy magazines there. And online, they also have online subscriptions if that's better for you, and then you can kind of go back. One last thing, combine your errands. When my husband comes home from work, if I need something at the grocery store or he needs milk or whatever it is, he stops at the grocery store and he picks up what we need and it's done. When we go out, whether maybe for a doctor's appointment, we go there and we do all the other errands all at once. It saves on gas, it saves on time, and then you have more time together as a family, as a couple, or even for yourself. I like being alone at times, but I also like being with my husband, and I like to have time with my grandkids. So even when we go over there to visit them, on the way, it's like, okay, what things are there that we can stop off on and make our trip cost effective? So folks, I hope that this was helpful, and I'm sure that you have some other great ideas, and I would love to have you share them below. Anyways, I hope you have a fabulous end of your day, and may God bless you.